All right, quickly give you an update. I got 2 coats on the surface. I'm going to do a third seal coat onto this so I can get rid of the last of the little divots from the wood interacting with the resin. So I'm going to do a third coat. That'll be 2 hours of dry time. Then I will get ready for a flood coat with colors and see what my artistic hand will do. I got 2 coats of gel coat on my table. I'm going to put a third. I'm going to give a light sanding of 320 grit or 220 grit and wipe it down, and then put a third coat on it, third and final coat. So drawer is set. Knob is drilled in center, so I'm good to go there. And then we get into the fun part of doing design work on the tabletop, and see what I can come up with. I'm going to do a white background with multiple colors. I got a dark metallic red, I got a copper, I got a mahogany, I got an orange, and a red pearl. So the red pearl will be my background, and then I'm going to mix in some colors with a hair dryer and other things. So here we go. Okay, so back to Jeepa Woodworking. I have put 3 coats, top coats, on my tabletop. I have just sanded it with 220 grit and cleaned it with alcohol. So now it's ready for the artistic part of this. Is I'm going to mix 3 ounces per square, so that's 12. I'm going to throw in a couple extra, so I'm going to go 15 ounces of resin. I'm going to mix it. What I'm using is a heat resistant stone coat epoxy. It has a lot more longer drying time, so I have a better working time. And of course, it's going to be dry to the touch in 24 hours instead of 2. So I got more time to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix 15, 16 ounces in this container. And then once it's thoroughly mixed, then I'll pour probably 6 ounces of this pearl, red pearl, in this as a base color. Then I will mix an orange, a mahogany, a copper, and forgot one more, a red metallic, in equal portions. And then I will do a design work and then let it settle. It's because I will do another flood coat on top of that, but clear. That way any imperfections as far as smoothness goes will be taken care of with the second coat. So I will bring you over here for a little further away, but that way you can see my mixing. And here we go. Get some water before we start. I have put if you can see, a plastic tarp over my work area to reduce the amount of dust falling from the ceiling, which is important because dust I do not want. So I'm prepping all this so that I can mix. And these colors I chose to try to match the room. I have mixed colors before, but this is slightly different. One was a deep resin pour. This is a solid top. So this is a design pour. But 3 top coats. First coat had a lot of bubbles. Second coat had about half that. Third coat, very little. There was still a little bit of filling in with the resin, but it's come out nice. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to equal parts, and I'm going to use, I'm doing part A first. So I'm going to go 8 ounces and 8. I'm going to do extra on this. And I don't mind an overflow. I want my base color to be this pearl, red pearl. So I'm going to empty this one. And the mixing time on this with a drill is 2 to 4 minutes. And then I have a lot more working time. So yeah, I got 45 minutes of working time with this. Then it'll be hard in 24 hours. So tomorrow afternoon, I'm just trying to use up what I have. At $100 a gallon, yeah, you want to use up as much as possible. Want to make sure I'm part A. So managed to get 2 ounces out of that bottle. So I want to bring this up to 8. It's a 1-to-1 mix. Now part B. It's a little thinner. This is the hardener. And top it off. There we go. So now I'll set my timer to a mixing time of 2 to 4 minutes. So I'll set it at 4. And I will hang on to everything this time. 6 ounces. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 apiece. Okay. All right, so here we go. Some nice red pearl. I'm mixing it pretty deep, so I want the colors to pop. Pour a little pearl in there, just to lighten it up a little. There we go. So I got bronze, I got orange, I got pearl, red pearl, I got copper, and I got this red metallic, dark red metallic. So here we go. And I'll mix them some more. All right, so let me put you down there. There we go. All right, here we go. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to spread this with my trowel. Oh, it's got a nice yeah. to do it with this. That way I can get a nice thin base. And I got a lot more resin going on this. So now this is just the base color. All right, so I'm going to turn that one upside down just so I can use it as a now I'm going to put some brown in this. Some orange. Some copper. And what I'm going to do here is go. so I'm going to try again. All right, so I just did my final flood coat. I did the colors yesterday, and I just did my flood coat. I should have let you watch it. I apologize for that, but I just put the torch to it. It's self-leveling, so any last imperfections will be taken care of. And this will set, I'm going to let it set for 5 days before I can flip it and sand the drippings off the bottom. And then I can polish it. So next weekend this will be in place. What I have left to do on this project is I got to install lighting and switch dimmer for the vanity. But as you can see, looks like a bunch of lines, but when you're in person you can see the just the beauty of it. I really like how this turned out. Well, welcome back to Jeepa Woodworking. I have allowed my tabletop to harden for 7 days. 5 would have been enough. So today what I'm going to do is I'll show you what I'm looking at is flip this over, and I'm going to grind these drippings off with a 60 grit disc flat disc sander. And then once that's done, I'll clean it up just a little, then flip it over, and then we're going to go through and finish sand this. There's a little bit of dust particles here that show up, so I'm going to clean all that up, take them off, and do the edges real nice, going from 240 grit to 4000 grit. Then going to polish it and then clean it, and we're good to go to install it. So here we go. Well, I got a nice cushion on the bottom so I don't scratch the top, and we're gonna clean all that up. Earplugs and dust mask and safety glasses. wipe that down. Take the dust off. And there you have it. I just sanded it at 120 grit just to get those edges off. As you can see, it's very dusty. So now I'm going to swap over to I got this from Stone Coat countertops. They have a prepackaged for polishing resin, and it comes with sandpaper starting at 220, 320, 400, and 600, and then these other discs starting at 1000, or I should say, let's see, 500, 1000, 2000, 3000, and 4000. So one of each, and that's all you need because they last quite a while. So I'm going to start with 220 and work my way up. And the whole process here is to sand it in both directions, up and down and left and right. And then on the edges, because it's an aggressive sandpaper and you don't want to thin out your edges, which has the least amount of resin, do it by hand. Take the disc and then clean up all the edges and feeling for any defects. But once we get to the 1000, the 500 to 1000, I can leave it on the on your sander.